Okay, so this is the last notes for writing the equation of a line. This time we're going to be given the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Those are the points where the line would cross the x-axis and the y-axis. And this is actually quite simple. It's probably one of the easiest types of problems that we've done with this. So to write the equation of the line given the x and y intercept, let's just go ahead and start with an example. Suppose we're given the x-intercept is 3, 0, and we recognize that as the x-intercept because y is 0. If you graphed that on the x and y axis, you would go over 3 and up none, so that is the x-intercept. And suppose we're given the y-intercept is 0, -6. So we can recognize that as the y-intercept because x is 0. If we graph that, and y'all aren't going to have to graph it, then you go over 0, down 6. So this is on the y-axis. And this is going to be a very important point in just a second. All right, so we're given 2 points on the line, just like with the previous examples that we've done. So first we need to find the slope, because remember, to write the equation of a line, you need the slope and you need a point on the line. So the slope of the line between 2 points, just to remember that, it's going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Some of you got that confused on the quiz over this. Remember, the y's have to go in the numerator. So this is going to be -6 is my second y, minus 0, which is my first y. See how easy that's going to be, over, then my x's, I'm going to have to start at 0 and then subtract 3, because you have to go in the same direction. If you start with this point for your y, then you have to start at this point for your x. So -6 minus 0 is just -6. 0 minus 3 is -3, and always simplify that. Now comes the easy part. We know our slope, and notice here we're given our y-intercept. Our y-intercept is also known as b in the formula y equals mx plus b. So we know m, that's our 2, and we know b, that's the -6, so we can go straight to the answer. Y equals m, which is 2x, plus b, which is -6, and that's the answer. So having this y-intercept lets us skip a step that we usually have to do. We usually have to find b, but we're already going to be given b. Let's just look at a couple more examples. Suppose our 2 points are -4, 0, and I'm just trying to throw in as many negatives as possible, and then 0, 2. So our slope is going to be y2 minus y1, so that's 2 minus 0, over x2 minus x1. And so we've got to be careful here. 0 minus a -4. So that's going to be 2 over 4, which is 1/2. So we have a slope of 1/2. What is our y-intercept? Well, this is our x-intercept. If we graph this is on the x-axis. It's your y-intercept that gives you your b value. It's always going to be this number right here. So your answer is just going to be y equals mx plus b, where we fill in the m and the b. So we get y equals, we just found our m to be 1/2. And then you put the x, and then plus our b, which is 2. So really the only math work you have to do is finding this slope. One final answer, or one final example. Suppose we have 5, 0, and then 0, -3. I'm not sure of the order that it's written on the worksheet, so make sure that your y-intercept, you're finding the one that has 0 for x and then a number for y, because that's going to be your b. This is your x-intercept, and that does not go into the formula that we're using here. It's this b that we need. But we also need our slope. So we're going to have -3 minus 0 over 0 minus 5. So that gives me -3 over -5. And again, always simplify. So that's 3/5. Here's our b is -3. So we get y equals our slope, which we found to be 3/5 times x, and then plus b. So it's plus a -3, but I'm going to write that as -3. So for homework, you just have to finish that worksheet that you started for over the weekend. Thanks, guys.